Hello, and thank you for tuning into Kentucky Good Vibes. I'm your host, Dishayna Perkins, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing the very talented singer, songwriter, radio host, the great Eric Nolan. How are you today?
I'm excellent, excellent, excellent. How are you today?
I'm pretty good, pretty
You've
good.
been gone for a while,
Yeah,
so
just a
you
little
you
bit,
look
just a little bit.
you look vibrant. You look real vibrant.
Thank you, thank you. So, you're a member of the OJs as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how did that get started?
Um, well, back in 1995, they were looking for a third member,
Mm-hmm.
and Gerald and I, we came up together, so we were like brothers. I used to go over their house all the time, eat up their food because they always had good food. They always had real milk. We
Not the powdered stuff.
no, not the cream and mix it with water, not that
Yeah.
stuff. They had the real milk. And I used to be over there all the time. And we had formed such a bond. And when that position came open, Gerald felt like I was the right guy to fill that position. So he told his dad about it. And they weren't really high on me because I had a group here in Cleveland, and our group was like the number one singing group here in Cleveland. But we patterned ourselves after the OJs. We thought we were going to be the next OJs. So I was the person that orchestrated all of that, that put all that together. But Gerald always felt that I could do that job as being the guy in the middle. So they ran me through a bunch of tests and for about 3 years actually. And then that's when they finally said I was one of the OJs.
Oh, cool, cool. So who is Eric Nolan?
Ah, oh man, I'm just a guy. I think that's a great question. I think I'm just a guy who is who have so much locked up in him to share that it leaves me never being satisfied with the blessings that I have or have gotten. I don't know if that makes sense. You know how people, how they have the tendency of saying, "Oh, you're so blessed. Oh, you're with the legendary OJs. You should be so happy." See, but there's not a period. It's not a period at the end of that. The
Mm,
OJs, and they're not the stepping stones. It's just that the OJs was never my baby. You know what I mean? It wasn't
yeah.
something that I created. Wasn't something that I had a lot of input in. That institution was already up and running when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I want, if there's a such thing as a legacy, I think I want my legacy to be something that I have built from the ground up and I have made um, prominent or successful. If success comes in it, then great. But I just know I'm not satisfied. And I'm a hard worker to a fault. And where the fault lies in at is that when I get tunnel vision, I don't see nothing else. Like I don't see what's on the side of me. And sometimes that could be a bad thing because you never slow down enough to smell the flowers or enjoy what you have. Like I was telling someone maybe some months ago that I don't even remember my first 15 years with the OJs.
Really? Hmm.
I mean, I remember doing shows, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm talking about like I never sat down in it, and I never like enjoyed the cities that I went to or got a chance to go out and do all those different things. I was just so steadfast into just trying to be the best third member of that group that I could be.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes that I have a tendency of being of having such a tunnel vision that I don't get a chance to enjoy anything that I'm doing. And I
Yeah.
and but I think I'm a hard worker, or sometimes I think I ain't working hard enough. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Eric Nolan is basically, I got so much stuff inside my head, so many things I want to do. I'm trying to do a movie right now. I'm trying to do a a series called About That Life.
Mhm.
We're trying to produce a series for hopefully Netflix or Hulu or something like that.
Okay.
Um, I started a record label, Boy Wonder Records.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
get to that.
that's got, I'm just not satisfied. I'm never satisfied. I
Are
don't know
you a
what's gonna
Gemini?
satisfy me. I'm a Cancer.
Okay, you're close to Gemini. You just had a birthday.
Yeah,
Happy belated birthday.
thank you,
July the
thank you.
20th, correct?
July 20th, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep, I just
and
had
I
a
think,
birthday June the 5th. Yeah.
oh, okay, so you're a Gemini.
Yep. But
So
with
see,
everything that you got going on, it sounds like me. What I
oh
can't,
yeah,
I'm never satisfied when it comes to stuff.
and I just think I just think Eric Nolan haven't had a chance to enjoy whatever he has achieved thus far, because I'm always looking for something else. It's like
Yeah.
um we got them we like it's like when we got the BET Awards, you know, I want the Grammy, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Got Lifetime Achievement Award, or you get these awards and you want something else. I'm giving a parable, but it's actual too.
Hmm.
Um, I want to, I want to be a contributor. I want to be worth more than just the third member of the OJs that came in on the success of an already successful entity.
Yeah.
So what do I really mean than just a third member? So I want to mean more in the business
Hmm.
than just that third guy, just that third guy.
Hmm.
And so I'm not satisfied yet. I'm still trying to do other things.
Okay. So, what made you want to do music?
No, I don't know. I came out wanting to do that. I mean, 4 years of age, watching TV,
Hmm.
watching the young Michael Jackson, James Brown, Whispers, Temptations. I don't know. I was just always crazy about it. And I think in the seventh grade, this is a quick little story. In the seventh grade, there was these guys, they were twins, and they
Hmm.
weren't attractive. And people used to pick on them and talk about them and all this kind of stuff. And then they got in the talent show. And overnight, all the girls was in love with them.
Mm.
Overnight. They did a talent show on a Friday. They came to school on Monday, and people were crowding around them like they were the Jackson Five. So they must have did really good at the talent show, because I wasn't allowed to go out to the talent show. I didn't see them, but I just knew that they must have did really good, because people went crazy over them. I was like, man, all the girls like them, but I think I can beat them singing. So I started a singing group and got in the talent show in the eighth grade, and we did good. But of course, I wasn't satisfied, because our singing group were singing back then. We should sing the records. They put the record on, you sing to the record.
Hmm.
It wasn't good enough for me. So in the ninth grade, I put together a band of people that was playing instruments that was in the school with me. I put together a band with horns and everything. So in the ninth grade, we were the Jackson Five in
Hmm.
our school. So I became very, 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 very popular. Like they were rolling out the red carpet for me in that school. I couldn't do no. I mean, for real, I would cut class. I would cut class, and they would catch me, and they wouldn't suspend me or do anything. They wouldn't call my mother or nothing. They just say, "Boy, get to class." I wouldn't get paddles. I wouldn't get nothing, because our group, our group, um, made the school a lot of money.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were selling tickets to the talent shows, and it was so big that they started doing it at night. So
Oh,
they
so they had the
sing.
actual shows at your school to where it was
Oh
community.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
man. And when and I was poor. My family was poor, so we didn't have the best of clothing. We had the best of shoes. You know what I'm saying? We had the best of anything. But all the girls loved me, and I don't know nothing about no girls, but I'm sure gonna try to learn. So. This is on hands training for me.
He said on hands training.
I was kissing all the girls. I didn't know what I was doing. I ain't know the
You
first
was
thing
just
about
doing
kissing or nothing. I was just doing it. I don't know. I was all wrong. I probably wasn't. They probably talk about me to this day. They probably say, "Hey, Eric, I used to talk to him. He couldn't kiss her for nothing." Hey, I'm the
it.
oldest. I ain't had nobody teach me.
Okay, so who were your music idols growing up?
James Brown,
Mm-hmm.
um, the Temptations, the Whispers, Jackson Five, and believe it or not, the OJs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The
So
OJs was like they was my super group.
okay. So they were number one on the list.
Oh, absolutely. They couldn't do
Yeah.
no wrong to me. I just thought they was and see, whereas everybody else was kind of like polished and manufactured or whatever you want to call it, the
Mm-hmm.
OJs was just rugged and rough, and they was just edgy. But they was professionals, but they was just edgy. Something about
Mm-hmm.
them. All the guys like the OJs, just like all the girls do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know how you can get those groups that all the girls just like, and dudes be like, oh, dudes, they some punks, whatever. OJ's, OJ's was never that group.
Yeah.
There was always a group that the guys always liked. Them my dudes right there. I
Mm.
was crazy about the OJs, for real.
So given the opportunity, who would you like to work with if you were given the opportunity like today? To do a whole song with or album with or what have you?
Wow, that's another good question because I never thought about working with anyone. Uh, Probably um, Fred Hammond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm crazy about Fred Hammond. And the crazy part about it is I never met him.
Hmm.
The Winans,
Uh-huh.
I met them, but never met Fred. Ooh, Lord child. That's a great question. Who would I like to work with or
Yeah.
like do a song with? Well, I did a song with one of my idols already,
Mm-hmm. Who was
which
that?
was Walter Williams of the
Okay.
OJs.
Okay.
So I did a song on my Mood Swing CD. That was one of my bucket lists.
Mm-hmm.
And on Mood Swing CD, we did a song called "Give Her Your Love." So
Mm-hmm.
I was floored, devastated by that one, and I
Mm-hmm.
was even more floored by when I approached Walt with the idea that he didn't hem and haw about it. He just said, "Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do okay." Now when I'm thinking, I would love to do a song with Will Downing.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do a song with with Scotty from the Whispers.
Okay.
Would love to do a song with him. Um, I never really thought about it because
Mm-hmm.
on I'm not huge on features.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm that might be being selfish too because I'm not big on features because I think you should be able to do it on your own. I come from a era where everybody was singing their own songs and doing it on their own, whereas now today everybody's doing features. They got this 2, 3 people featured on a record. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To get these sales. And I'm not a huge feature guy, but to your question, I would love to do a song with Scotty from the Whispers or Will Downing.
Mm-hmm.
I love their voices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw and I already fulfilled one, and I was doing a song with Walter.
Okay. Well, you put it out in the atmosphere. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
So you also worked with the Temptations at some point?
I worked with Dennis Edwards, the lead singer from the Temptations. He when he left to go solo, he did a record called Don't Look Any Further, and he did Aphrodisiac. And he went on embarked on a solo career. So I did backgrounds with him I stayed with Dennis. I stayed with Dennis for about 5 years.
Oh, okay.
You know, at first it was my group. At first my group was singing background for him,
Mm-hmm.
and they couldn't take it no more. They was like, oh, man,
Was that the
I didn't get it.
Deltones?
Uh-huh. The Deltones, it was like, man, we ain't getting this to be no background singers. And I was only making $100 a show. But I think where they were a little distraught, or maybe the reason why, first of all, they didn't like the money, and
Mm-hmm.
they felt like we should be out front. That's first. But me, my thoughts was, I didn't care about the money part. I wanted the knowledge. I wanted to pick Dennis brain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to learn about the music business. I wanted to learn every idiosyncrasy of that. So I got a chance to just ride on the bus with Dennis and just talk to Dennis. Whereas me and Dennis became really good friends. So much so that when I did join the OJs, he came to see us. He came to see us in St. Louis, Missouri. He was sitting on the end, third row end seat, crying crocodile tears. He was so
Really?
happy for me. Yep.
Ooh. Ooh.
Never forget that. And so my thing was about absorbing what money can't buy.
Mm-hmm.
Money can't buy knowledge. Money can't buy the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And where they was like being like, riding this wave that we the number one group and we're this and we're that. I'm like, dude, we really not. We really not that. We that in a little place called Cleveland, Ohio. We're not that in New York. We're not that in LA.
Mm-hmm.
We're not that in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get this knowledge.
So you started out elementary as your solo, and then you did the Deltones.
Well, yeah, but I can't really count that. Yeah, I was a solo singer, but I was just singing. I mean, my mother would take me to bars,
Mm-hmm.
and I would do the James Brown, and they would throw money at me. My mother picked the money up, and we go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? We go buy some beans or whatever, some
She's
Kool-Aid or
like, "Come
something.
on, boy, get up. Come on, we're about to go down here
Right?
to this bar."
Absolutely, absolutely. Put some money in the jukebox. She turned it on. I'd get up there and dance.
Hmm.
But I've always liked singing groups. Um, so when I switched schools in the seventh grade, my eighth grade year, I started a singing group,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been in the singing group ever since, except for that little time when my singing group broke up,
Mm-hmm.
and I moved to Detroit, and I hooked up with a girl named Jeannie Lyles and did the E&J thing. Um, this whole solo thing I'm doing now is more of I think it's more of a business move. In my head, anyway. In my head is a business move. In my head, I'm looking at it as, how can I get the attention over to Boy Wonder Records?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to tell you I'm the world's greatest singer, but I do know how to cut a record. I
Mm-hmm.
know how to make a record. Now that I know how to do. And every single record I ever recorded got played on the radio. I released 4 singles. All 4 singles got played on the radio. It wasn't no, go back to the drawing board or nothing of that. So I'm just trying to grab the attention of people or the industry and get them to look closely to Boy Wonder Records, because I got other acts
Mm-hmm.
that I want to get out, and I won't put them out, which is it's gonna sound crazy for a minute until I explain it. I won't put them out because the groups that I've been recording is R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now it costs so much money to even just get R&B played, let alone put a machine behind them to get them seen everywhere and all the different places. Me, what I'm doing is more smooth jazz. So what I'm doing is easier for me to get on different formats or different radio stations because it's smooth jazz. It don't take all of that. I don't have to have a six pack. I don't have to be tatted up. I don't have to be a certain image. That music is just it's just about the music. Whereas the R&B, they always look at every little thing. You know what I'm saying? What's the image? What's this? What's that? The third. So I was just waiting for the right time to release these acts to public. You know, hopefully I can get some kind of distribution deal, and I drop them. So since that has not happened, I hope I'm answering your question. Since that has not happened, what I plan to do is do my own movie, do my own little whatever you call them things, sitcoms or whatever, series, and put my group in as soundtrack in the soundtracks, and get them heard that way.
You can also do like a reality documentary or something, just as you're, you know.
And we talked about that. We talked about doing a reality, not a reality, but kind of reality show called Third Man Out, and where they showing me, you know, putting together these groups and all this kind of stuff. So that's still on the table. I just haven't fine-tuned it yet.
Okay. So when did you decide to venture out as a solo artist?
I didn't never decide. I didn't never decide to do that anyway. I was recording some records to be part of a roster. My idea was I'm gonna record a couple of songs. I'm gonna get G-Man to record a couple of songs. I'm gonna get Nahamie and Billy Rich to record a couple of songs, and Dapper, and we're gonna put them all on this compilation album CD. And we're just gonna put it out, right, as a compilation CD. And then that's when people got telling me, well, you're the draw because you're the people that they know. You're the person that they know. You need to put this record out. You need to put a record out on yourself and get people to, you know, draw people over to your label. Okay, whatever. I ain't crazy about being a solo artist. No way. I like being in a group. So when I put out Reminds Me did well. I didn't think it was going to do as well as it did. I didn't think nobody cared, but it did cool. You know what I mean?
That was your own solo song that you did?
Reminds Me, right. And then the second single, I Miss You, didn't do as well. So I said, okay, maybe this ain't what I'm doing. So then when I did On My Way, and On My Way supersede Reminds Me, then now I'm a solo artist. So when I go on stage, I feel naked. I go on stage because I ain't got my cats with me. I ain't got nobody inside of me. And then so now I'm like, this is hard. This is hard sitting up here. I gotta be funny. I gotta be personable. I gotta be exciting. My vocals gotta be on top. I gotta be good vocally. And I gotta be entertaining. That's a lot of work. I'm like, I need to research this. I need to really research this. For real. So I went back to the drawing board and I started watching Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. I was watching their live shows and everything and just trying to pick how they maneuvering people, Bryson, all these people, you know, and take a little bit out of each one of them and then put Eric Nolan in there. And I think as soon as I was ready to get, you know, like, okay, I think I got it. I got my band, COVID hit. Soon as I was like, okay, I think I got it. All I need is about 5 or 6 shows under my belt. I need to just do, you know, I need to be consistent so that I can kind of like trim the fat, you know, what's working and what's not working. Soon as I was ready to do that. And see, because I wasn't doing a lot of shows because I was doing a lot of OJ's dates. I always left myself open to do OJ's dates. So I wasn't doing a lot of concerts. And so that solo thing is a lot more than I envy those people who do though. Because I've seen some solo acts that's had hit records and they bomb on stage. They terrible on stage. And I know why. I know why, because that's not that's not an arena that you want to see. Because nowadays, if you look at the charts nowadays, that's all this artist, solo artists. Because see, everybody wants that one money. Everybody wants that one money. Everybody wants all the money. Everybody wants mine, mine, mine. Everybody wants you to look at me, me, me. But Otis Williams proved that you don't have to sing songs and you don't have to be mine, mine, mine. You don't have to be any of that. You can be a successful group with the Temptations. And Otis Williams is he's still the king. I like singing groups personally. And I'm telling you this now on your show. I'm telling you this on your show. I'm getting ready to put together a singing group.
Cool.
With me in it.
Okay. Cool.
Watch.
What's it called?
I don't want to tell you.
Oh, we gotta wait. We gotta wait. Okay.
I'm gonna introduce it on your show, but I don't want to put it out there just yet. But I got the name. The name it's gonna be good.
So is it? You said it's not gonna be R&B. It's gonna be.
No, when I do this is gonna be adult contemporary.
Okay. Okay.
This is gonna be adult contemporary because I had a group that I was putting together, and it was gonna be with all of the replacement. I had a group with myself, E-Man Brown from the Stylistics, and a gentleman that used to be the lead singer for Bruce Williamson. They used to be the lead singer for the Temptations. And the three of us, we was going to put together a singing group. You know what I'm saying? Because all three of us are replacements of a legendary group. As soon as we was getting ready to do that, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And Bruce died. He caught COVID. And he died.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Me too. Me too, because he was such a nice guy. But I'm not satisfied. I told you, I'm not satisfied. I'm just not.
So the artists that you do work with under your label, do they have any music out already, or are they just up and coming?
Well, my artists, not under the group, not under G-Man, but Lavelle has stuff out. Lavelle's still been working, and I told them all to do that. I told all of them to do that until I'm able to get you the right type of deal. Matter of fact, I don't want you to sign no contract because that's not my thing. Wasn't, and even though my partner, Dishayna Champion, he wanted me to lock everybody down. He wanted me to contract on everybody. But I said, what is our purpose here? Our purpose is to help them grow and to be somebody in the business. Well, if we're not doing it and we're dragging our feet, then I think they should have jurisdiction to be able to, do something for themselves. And I told each one of them, go out, do some solo stuff. When G-Men finally do something, you will hear the record on the radio. We'll get together, we'll go in the shed, we'll rehearse, and we'll put a show together. But until then, do what you do. So Lavelle kept doing it. And Lavelle right now, I think he got a single coming out in a couple of weeks with Anthony Hamilton. And Naomi is in Miami, and she's writing and doing some good things. So I just wanted them to be successful. I didn't care how it happened. It can happen with me. It can happen with anybody because, see, my brain don't stop. I can put together a group like that. I can put together artists just like that. I mean, I can sit right here, talk to you, and come up with art. I can come up with a situation right now. Right now. I'm talking to you right now. I can come up with a situation right now. So it's not going to stop my brain from working. I'm always think. Can't stop thinking. I don't even rest. I might go to sleep, but I don't rest.
You sound just like a Gemini, I'm telling you. I'm serious. People tell me what you just said. People tell me that about myself all the time. What you doing now? What you do? You can't let your brain rest. What you doing now? I'm like, I can't help it. I don't know what it is. I just can't help it.
Eddie's a Gemini.
Oh, okay. So So are you currently working on any new projects, or
Oh yeah.
like you said, movie, you're working on a movie or something like that?
We're working on a movie called I Am My Brother's Keeper, which is um it's a biopic about part of my life
Okay.
and up into me getting into the OJs. It starts from there until when they said, ladies and gentlemen, the third member of the group,
Mm-hmm.
Eric Nolan Grant. Um, so we're working on that right now for Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I got this idea that, see, you're only 41, so you might not even remember this. So I'm gonna shoot it at you anyway, youngin. I'm gonna shoot it at you anyway. So back in the day, when groups used to record records, they would record two songs. There'd be an A side and a B side,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you flip the record over, right? Sometimes you send the A side to the radio stations, and radio would flip it over and say, this is the record, the B side. And
Mm-hmm.
they'll just start playing the B side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, because everybody is into one record, all the money, I don't care nothing about that. I'm gonna put out an A side and a B side. And when you see the video, you're gonna see them playing the A side. You're gonna see a record actually playing the A side.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna flip the record over to the B side. So that means I'm gonna have out two singles at one time.
Okay.
So I'm putting out Available and ASAP. Now,
Okay.
those are the two records I'm getting ready to put out. And I'm gonna put out the record that me and Walt did. I'm gonna remix that and put that out a week before Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have three records out next year.
Okay. How many songs
How
total?
many songs? What do you
Yeah.
mean? As far
Like
as
on the
my
record?
EP?
Yeah.
I probably ain't gonna do nothing but about 6 or 7 songs. I'm not gonna do
That
listen,
ain't nothing, just about 6 or 7, that's it.
yeah, man, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
It ain't
This
much,
has
just
always
six or
been my
seven songs.
this has always been my philosophy. Why would I put out an album
Mm-hmm.
that have 10, 12 songs on it? If you didn't get it in the 4 songs of a 6 song EP,
Mm-hmm.
what makes you think they're gonna get it in 10 songs?
Yeah.
If they ain't loving you and wanting more, by the time you do 4 to 6 songs on a CD,
Mm-hmm.
and you give them 12 songs, what makes you think that they're gonna say, "Oh, I get it now"? Because you're supposed to put your best songs forward, right? You're supposed to put your best foot forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should have some of your best work already on the CD.
Yeah.
It don't take 12 songs to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Eric Nolan's never doing it.
You
Ever.
got a point. You got a point. So the first 2 to 3 to 4 songs, if you don't get it, you ain't gonna get it.
You ain't gonna get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got a point. Yeah.
You ain't gonna get it.
If you don't like these 4, why should I put 4 more songs on that same?
That's right.
Because you
But
probably.
I'm supposed to be
Mhm.
putting my best out there, right?
Yeah.
And to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's my best. And you don't get it. Same thing I told the gentleman at Hidden Beach. I sent him my music. I was trying to get a record deal. Sent him my music. So what are you trying to do? I mean, what kind of music, the genre that you're trying to, be in? I said, my dude, if you didn't hear it in that music, then you ain't gonna hear it. I should never have to tell you what kind of music I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks for itself. I shouldn't have to tell you that. You shouldn't have to ask me that question.
Mm-hmm.
You should
So
hear that it's not R&B.
yeah.
So I said, well, this ain't where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. So what's been your most memorable moment in the industry, like as Eric Nolan, or as a member of the OJs, the Deltones, or just what's been your most memorable moment?
Mm. I have a couple,
Mm-hmm.
and they was with the OJ. I mean, the Deltones, they did some things, but I don't think there was memorable moments for me. So I'll try to skim through a couple. One, I was blown away when we went to Johannesburg
Mm-hmm.
in South Africa, and they had a great big poster, like like 10-foot poster,
Mm-hmm.
just me on on the on the Love You to Tears album. There's a picture inside the album cover with me leaning on the car, and they had like a 10, 15-foot poster, and they was holding it saying, "We love you, Eric."
Mm.
And when I came on stage, because we come on one at a time, and when Eddie came out, and then Walt came out, screaming, and I came out, and he just went berserk.
Mm. Oh.
That was a memorable moment for me. And this was a memorable moment for me. We were doing the Tom Jordan morning show. That's a more funny moment. We was doing the Tom Jordan morning show in New Orleans. And I just got finished telling you that I did Johannesburg, and people was going crazy over me because I came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we did Tom Jordan morning show. And so we did the same thing. Each one come out. So when I came out, the girls went crazy. They just went crazy. Oh, Eric, Eric, Eric. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, that's right. That's me. It's me. It's me. And look behind me, and it was Eric Benet.
I'm sorry. You're like, dang, these people love me.
I was never so outdone.
Mm-mm. It sounds like that Fab Harvey's just in case. When there are some people.
Right. And it was
Flash.
Eric
She's
Benet
like,
was standing. He was standing right behind me, and
wow.
I thought they were screaming for me. And J. Anthony Brown and Tom Joyner, they used to tell that joke so much on the morning show. That was memorable.
Yeah, that's
That
fun.
was memorable.
But
Um,
I would have been embarrassed. I'm glad my name is Shayna. I don't know too many Shaynas.
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Okay, so what advice would you give to those that's seeking to get into the music industry?
Please, 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 please know the history.
Mm-hmm.
Please know the history because you didn't invent nothing. I didn't invent nothing. We didn't invent nothing. We didn't invent this game called music.
Mm-hmm.
People are just changing. They're changing it. They're changing the game on their own, and they're doing it. They're doing it like um, just haphazard. It's not. There's no blueprint no more of
Mm-hmm.
how this goes. There's no more blueprint. So you got to know your music, know where what you're doing come from. You need to seek out those type of people. Like me, I'm still in school to this day.
Mm-hmm.
When we do concerts, I always go over to the venue early. We could be headlining, and I'll still go over early to see the opening acts
Mm-hmm.
because I want to see what they're doing and what they're doing wrong. What they're doing right, what I didn't think would work, may work.
Mm-hmm.
And even as being a solo artist, being in the OJs don't give me a pass to just relax and not try to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So learn this. Don't take for granted just because you got a nice voice and your family tell you you can sing and your friends tell you this and you that. Because the world would tell you you ain't about it. That you know what I'm saying? We don't like you like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you get your heart broke and now you don't want to sing no more.
Yeah.
When actually you didn't prepare yourself. You did not do all the work that you should have been doing. You gotta go deeper. You gotta go deeper than K Michelle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go deeper than Jill Scott. Because it's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you dig deeper, you're gonna find so many different things. So I say know the genre of what you're trying to pursue. the business end, because the
Mhm.
business is forever changing. The business is forever changing. They're forever changing every day. You got 30-something-year-olds running labels.
Mhm.
Ain't number three companies now.
Mhm.
That's why you hear. That's why you always. That's why you're interviewing me now. That's why you're interviewing me now, because I'm an independent artist. Because there's so many independent artists now.
Yeah.
Everybody's independent.
Well, they
It's
say that's the route
because
to go.
well, it's starting to be a crowded street though. You understand what I'm saying? The independent route is starting to be a crowded street. So now you got to figure out, how can you still get downtown by going down another street?
Yeah. It's more convenient for everybody now, being that social media. They have all these different outlets, and so anybody can put music out. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's okay. Everybody's just
And
putting
that
out music.
and that's what has tainted the business. That's what makes it not special anymore. That's why it's not special. When I was coming up, to have a record out was special.
Hmm.
Just to have a record, just to be able to walk around with a 45 in your hand saying, "This is my record," was special. So if you got played on the radio, you really was special.
Hmm.
Today, I have people calling me all the time talking about, my new single being dropped next week. I said, being dropped where?
You silly. He said drop where. It's
They
gonna
don't
drop.
like they don't like they don't like talking to me. Because I'm like, being dropped where? Oh yeah, I'm putting it out on social media on SoundCloud. That's not releasing the record. That's putting it on SoundCloud.
It may get a good buzz. Some people didn't got
What?
buzzes.
Man, you know what you want to do? You want to get a record out, and hopefully you can go to work and work the record. That's what you
Drop
want to
where?
do. Huh?
He said drop where?
They killing me with that. I'm dropping my new single next week. Next week. When did you cut it? Well, I cut it a week ago. No stuff. You cut it a week ago and you dropping it in 2 weeks. Okay, bro.
Hmm.
I said,
Yes.
man, you gotta have a campaign. You gotta let people know you coming. And then you want to try to get it to. Now my thing is, I love independent radio stations
Hmm.
because they don't have to answer to no one. Where's the cookie cutter stations? They're more, you got your radio ones, your clear channels, your iHearts.
Hmm.
They're more, they're more of a, you know, they're more in industrial. In other
Hmm.
words, I mean, you got Radio One who has 1,100 stations.
Hmm.
So of course, when you drop your record to Radio One, it get played on 1,100 stations. Now, depending on who you are, that's not to say that they're going to play you at drive time. It's not to say they're going to play you in the morning. They
Hmm.
just said they're going to play you 3 times a day. So there's no telling when you're going to get played.
Yeah.
So the industry is just so saturated. Everybody's a rapper. Everybody's a singer.
Hmm.
And and everybody ain't a rapper. And everybody ain't a singer.
Hmm.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. And social media, even though I know people think social media is, some people think social media is a wherewithal and it's a great outlet. It really not. It's really not. It's just, it's just developing fools. It's just got people out there just believing the like button.
Hmm.
They figure if they get these likes, and if they ain't got enough likes, they'll go buy some.
Yeah. I've heard some songs and I'm like, what? Wow. Wow. What? And then like my kids, they'll walk around and they'll be singing something. I'm like, where did you hear that? Who sang them? You know, and I'm like, wow, anybody could be on the radio now.
See?
Yeah.
So we've been blessed where the OJs had enough hit records, from back in the day that's relevant today and it resonates today, that we can still go out and do concerts at a high level
Mhm.
and still sell out arenas
Mhm.
still. And it always make me think, at the end of the day, people still love entertainment. They
Mhm.
still love that live entertainment, not live singers, not tracks. They love entertainment.
Mhm.
You got guys on stage. You got us, Frankie Beverly and Mays, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, Charlie Wilson, Whispers, Temptations. All of us is still getting top dollar. All of us is still selling out arenas. We're still selling out shows. Why? We ain't had no new music out, right?
Mhm.
But they love that music that we put out, and they know they're gonna be entertained.
Mhm. That's like when you go to like Gatlinburg and places, they were like, the OJs is playing. And I'm like, is that the real OJs? And then you're paying all this money. I'm like, wait a minute. I want my money back. This
It's the
is
real
fake.
OJs. It's the real OJs. Eddie Levert is
Sometimes,
still.
sometimes it'd be just like people that's acting like, the OJs are acting like the Temptations. And I'm like, yeah, it's not the
Well,
same.
what they do is they play on the words, and they'll tell you that it's a review or the experience. You know what I'm saying? OJ's experience, OJ review. So they're
Yeah.
telling you what it is off the rip.
Yeah.
But Eddie Levert and Walter Williams, the voices of the OJs, are still alive and
Hmm.
well. And I'm a replacement, but with that music next. I'm a replacement, but I've been with them 25 years, and I'm the longest. I'm the third. I'm the longest running third guy in the middle who's ever been in the group.
Okay, cool, cool. So before we wrap up, how can fans support or show you love, purchase your music?
Um, the same places. Your Amazons and iTunes.
Mhm.
The regular places. You can find Eric Nolan over there. I'm all over YouTube. All you
Mhm.
gotta do is put in Eric Nolan. You'll see who is Eric Nolan. You'll see all my singles. You'll see the whole album on there. Actually, somebody put the whole album up there because
Mhm.
when I be searching it, I see some of everything. I got interviews up there. Um, my Instagram is I am Eric Nolan.
Mhm.
That's my IG, and my fan page is Eric Nolan. It's just Eric Nolan.
Mhm.
I don't know what, and I couldn't tell you what my Twitter is because
Oh,
I don't even know. I think it's
I
Eric
don't know what mine
dot.
is either.
I think it's Eric dot Nolan dot Grant. I don't know. I don't know my Twitter. I don't be on Twitter like that. I'm mostly on my IG and I'm and my Facebook
Mhm.
if I'm gonna do anything. And I have a radio show, and you can always hear me broadcasting live on via the app WOVU 95.9. You can just download the app, go to your Apple Store or your Google Play.
Mhm.
And if you want to go online, you can go to wovu.org. But
W.
I do like a For Lovers Only segment, which is called For the Lover in You, on Sundays at 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
And then I do drive time on Mondays and Tuesdays at 3 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate your time and thank you for interviewing with me. And I
Did I
hope you
answer
get
all
to
your
feeling it.
questions?
Yes, you did. Is there anything else you would like to add before we wrap up?
Um, no. I just want to make sure that you got all the content you needed,
Yes, sir. Mhm.
to do what you want. You asked some good questions though.
Thank you.
You asked some tough ones. I gotta think of. I don't know. I don't. I was gonna say I had to think about that, who I want to sing with, but no, I don't, because those are people that I wouldn't mind doing something with. But you just sparked it.
Okay.
So
I like that. I
I'm.
like
Yeah, you did that. You did
pass the
good.
word. Pass the word. Get it.
And you go and if people out there, if they have new music and they have and they want it to be heard, especially if it's radio music, if it's good music without no cursing and all that stuff. I
Mhm,
don't play curse words and I don't play the N word.
mhm. Me neither.
Um, uh, you can send the music to me at boywonderrecords at gmail.com. That go for you too.
boywonderrecords@gmail.com.
That go for you too.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I got that down. So
No,
boyrecords at Gmail.
nope, nope.
Is it?
Boy Wonder
Uh-huh.
Records at Gmail.
Okay. Ain't that what I said? I thought that
Mm-mm,
was what I said.
you said Boy Records.
Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, I got it right here.
Okay.
Wrote it down. I promise.
All right, you starting to worry me.
No, I promise I did. It's on a piece of paper right here.
Okay. All right. I'm watching you.
Okay, well, thank you once again, and I appreciate your time, and I hope you get to feeling better. And
Me too. Me too. Because I want to do this show. I
well,
got that show.
that last cough, it sounded like it was loosening
Sound like
up.
it's trying to
So
do something,
yeah,
wasn't it?
it's doing
Sound
something.
like it's
Thank
trying
you,
to loosen
Mucinex.
up a little bit. Sound like it's trying to loosen some things up.
Yep.
I want to
Okay.
be all. I want to be all right when I do this thing with Glenn, because Glenn has given me a chance to. I called him and asked him when the OJs when I found out that the OJs weren't going out this year. We're not going
Mm-hmm.
out to next year. I called a couple of my friends and I asked them if they was doing any headline and stuff. Could they put me
Mm-hmm.
on the bill? And Glenn came through.
Yeah.
So I don't want to let him down. You know.
Yep. Well, it
And
sounds like
I had a big stepper record in Chicago too. Reminds me, it was huge in Chicago.
okay. Cool.
Yes, I should do all right.
Okay. Well, I look forward to following up with you in the near future. And in the meantime, you take care of yourself.
You
And
do the same.
definitely. I'll be going to a concert
I'm gonna
next
be
week.
praying to see who.
Anthony Hamilton, SWV, 8 Ball MJG, and quite a few other artists.
No stuff. All of them
Yeah.
on one ticket, huh?
In Louisville, Kentucky. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We got to bring our
Well,
own lawn chair, so I hope it's not hot. I hate the heat. I can't see how y'all could do it on stage out in the heat. Yeah.
because there's a check after you get finished.
Well, that too. Yeah, I can see that. Exactly. Yeah. But okay. Well, thank you for your
You
time.
thank you, and have me back anytime.
Okay, definitely,
So I can
definitely.
keep you up on what's happening.
And when you start doing your having people come talk on your show, invite me.
What you want to talk about? What you
I
want to
don't
talk about?
know. I don't know.
See,
We'll talk about some music.
if you don't know how I know.
I can come up with some ideas. Trust me.
Okay, when you come up with them ideas, you do that, and I'm gonna see if I can carve out a half an hour for you, just you.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 I'm gonna take you up on that too.
No, take me up on it. I said it.
Okay.
It's on
Cool.
tape. It's on tape. I said it.
Yep. And look, my family's in Cleveland. I'm like, where's Eric? Look, I'm gonna type out first and where's Eric? He said he gonna put me on the radio.
I am. And if your music is good, I'm gonna play it too.
Definitely, definitely. Okay. Well, we will definitely follow up in the near future. And once again, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
we will talk to you later. Thank you.
Okay, love. You take care of yourself.
Okay.